I think there's not enough exposure on topics like stillbirth. A lot of people find it very dampening when you bring it up in a conversation.
In traditional Asian society, death is not something that we typically want to talk about. I think that's what makes it an invincible story. Hi, my name is Timothy.
I'm Deanna. We've been married since 2014.
So in 2015, we had a baby boy. His name was Nathaniel, and he was in Deanna's womb for a total of 39 weeks, but unfortunately, we lost him during stillbirth.
After getting married, it's like the first thing to start the family. He was a big good news for us.
The baby is supposed to be kicking off
The day before.
The day before, he didn't really kick much.
Yeah. Next morning, we went down. I think she was really trying to figure out and look for the heartbeat. So once we found out about it, we were like just outside the clinic trying to figure out. We were panicking especially. I called my mom. I remember calling my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh, is it the day?" So I had to break the news and say, "No, actually he's gone."
If you have a stillbirth, you basically have to arrange for the cremation on your own. So we had the funeral the next day because we didn't want to drag it too long. All these things are quite mentally and emotionally quite draining. Actually, we didn't really move on in our life too well until we had Natalie, our second.
When you are going through the grief, you kind of just want to be alone. It was Chinese New Year period.
It was just before Chinese New Year.
I was super surprised that we were left alone also. So no one came to visit.
We didn't want anyone to come to visit. And we didn't want to take the cot down immediately also. So I think your mum offered to take the things.
To just like pack everything
but
down.
we weren't comfortable with it. Like there's no need to rush to take all these baby stuff away.
One way that was really helpful for us was really to talk things out. So whatever is in your mind, whether it's positive or negative, we just spell it out. I think the whole primary part that keeps us going was also to make sure that we walk out of the depression together. We don't leave each other behind, right? As I felt like I was ready to have a community, I went Facebook to actually search around like stillbirth community. The moms there will always share their problems also openly, and it was very useful because I get to see like different people's struggles also. So I met a couple of them. Even till today, we are good friends, and that made me see some light on what's to come. Yeah, it's painful right now, but things will get better. It's very hopeful.
I think for us, the loss of Nathaniel actually made us really want to have a lot more kids. The second pregnancy with Natalie was actually, there's actually more anxiety than the first pregnancy. You can't even celebrate the milestones, right? Because we lost Nathaniel so late towards the pregnancy.
I felt like the whole pregnancy changed a lot of my perspective as a mom, right? Like, what I used to think about, like, oh, I need to get this, breastfeeding is the best, and all these things. I think after the loss, as long as the baby is healthy, is living well, that's all that matters, right?
I think the other big thing was that we actually, so Natalie was also C-sec, and she actually came out at week 37. So 2 weeks earlier than her brother actually. We just didn't want to wait till week 39.
Yeah.
Deanna actually makes some rings, so this is one of the rings. So it actually has this bone inside the ring. I think you got a tattoo, right?
Oh yeah, I did it like last year.
Was it last year only?
Yeah, it was just last year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So my first tat.
People always wondering who's this guy.
Not my ex-boyfriend. But it's Nathaniel's tattoo.
We always try to do something to remember him.
We started a blog and we started writing more about it. It works in magical ways as well, right? That it helps people to be reading it so that they don't feel alone in this. I think with like wedding vows, right? We talk about till death do us part, for better, for worse, sickness and health, right? I think maybe they should add in losses as well. But I think these are, I categorize these things as part and parcel of life together, right? Living life together. We may not have already recovered fully or what. I mean, like, I still think about him we still grieve about it. I don't think we'll ever be over it, but I guess part and parcel of a marriage life, saddest things, we do it together. Happiest stuff, we do it together as well. So we got to pull through it together.